Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to talk about how to satisfy your HGTV syndrome. What am I talking about? Well, it's no surprise that a lot of people are watching HGTV, and the shows that people are watching, shows like Fixer Upper, Flip or Flop, and those genre of shows have gotten everyone kind of in this mindset of, a home's got to have all the bells and whistles, right? So we're going to talk, to current homeowners, to buyers, to sellers. Today, we're going to be speaking with Stacy, an expert home staging and designer, interior designer, about strategies to attract the most buyer appeal, to get the most money out of your home sale, obviously in talking to sellers, but we'll also talk to folks that already own real estate. So Stacy Kane is a Southern California-based interior designer. She is a construction project manager, lifestyle influencer known for her modern living and warm and welcoming designs. She's always had a love for design from a young age and pursued an interior design career early on. After switching gears and working in sales and project management in the high-tech industry, she began acquiring, renovating, and reselling property beginning in 2010. Since that time, Stacy has personally managed over 200 remodels, including over 50 homeowner remodeling projects, another 50 design consultations, and has worked on over $4 million worth of renovations over the last decade. Stacy continues to love what she does, and she loves to help people realize their remodeling dreams. I am a real estate broker. For those of you that don't know me, I have been doing this for about 13 years, one of the top brokers in the county, having helped people buy and sell over $300 million in real estate. And I'm also an active real estate investor myself. I've been investing since 2012. So I definitely have a passion, for design and really maximizing a home value in the most efficient way possible. So that's a little about Stacy and I. Just some quick housekeeping items. If you have follow-up questions, want to schedule an appointment with Stacy or I, Courtney's going to put a link to our Calendly in both the Zoom chat and then on Facebook. So feel free to schedule an appointment to speak with either one of us. We're also going to have a link for our market updates that you can receive through our website. And number 3, please make sure that you put questions either in the Facebook chat or in the Zoom chat. We will answer those at the end of our Zoom, but please do put them in as you think about them so you don't forget about them. So Stacy, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'll be happy to talk to all the homeowners, your clients. You have been a great broker, and everybody I talk to that is working with you loves you, Jordan. So you're doing a very good job with your clients.
Thank you, Stacy, and I get the same feedback for when you work with our clients. So this will be fun. So we're going to talk, about a couple different subjects, but where I want to start is we're going to kind of start with the home seller. So if someone is selling a home, kind of again catering to that HGTV buyer that wants a home that has all the bells and whistles. If you're going to start doing some minor renovations before selling, what are some things that are going to give you really the biggest bang for your buck?
Well, I tell clients all the time, the biggest bang for your buck is kitchens and bathrooms. We are working right now in a seller's market, and people sometimes don't think that they need to do any kind of renovations. But if you pay top of the market, the pricing for a home, nobody wants to go in and do any kind of renovations. So you want to update your kitchens. You want to do countertops, backsplashes. If you have good cabinets, maybe paint the cabinets. Bathrooms are also important. If you're going to spend the money to renovate anything, I would strongly suggest to renovate your kitchens and bathrooms. This is where buyers get scared. They don't know how long it's going to take. They don't know what kind of materials it's going to take. So they would like to walk in a home and just envision themselves in the home and do as very little as possible as far as the work in the property. And it would help the sellers tremendously if they upgrade their kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I always tell clients too, the other thing beyond just not wanting to deal with it is, there's 2 other things, right? One is the hassle of trying to do it with kids
Right.
living in the home. And the second is with home prices, what they're doing right now is a lot of homeowners, they're bringing every penny to the table to come up
Right,
15 or
exactly.
20% down. They don't have another $100,000, 50,000, 20,000, right, to do the remodeling. So that's good. Stacy, how about functional improvements? I mean, do functional improvements like your major systems have a big impact on selling?
Well, for big properties, yes, it does. For people in the business like us, we always look at your HVAC system, right? Your roofing, your windows, for example, anything that it conserves energy in the property. But honestly, Jordan, what I have found out that the typical buyer would walk into a property and doesn't really pay attention to that. Doesn't pay attention. What kind of AC unit do you have? Is it old? Is it new? Is it a split system? They don't have the knowledge to understand it. They actually look to you, maybe, to give them, as a buyer, when you represent your buyers, to tell them, like, is this a good system? Are we going to spend money upgrading it? How long it's going to last? Or their home inspector, for example. So buyers don't usually pay attention when they walk into the property on the big ticket items. So I would say most likely save the money on those kind of improvements.
Got it. In other words, a buyer's not falling in love with the house because it has a new roof.
Right. They walk in and they see a beautiful property. They go, oh, wow. They have the wow factor. And then they forget everything else. They forget about the bones of the house.
Right.
So it's important to have a first impression, just like people. You want to make the home a wow factor when they walk in, and then everything else is it's in the negotiations, really.
Okay, good. So talk to us a little bit about kind of what's in right now. What colors, what styles, what's trendy today.
Well, it's funny, and I have been told by I have been told many times when I started, actually, you're not design star. You're not an HGTV. You have to make the house appeal to everybody, right? So when you're selling a house, you don't want to do unexpected things or what's in at the moment, right? Because you might eliminate a whole pool of buyers. So it is safe to say right now, stay neutral. We getting away from the grays for sure. We have been with the white color schemes for a while. Whites are phasing out as well. And we're going to see a lot of both colors in the next few years. Lots of indigos, lots of charcoal grays, even black. We're transitioning towards black cabinets with very neutral accents. We're going to see a lot of light woods that complement the black accents as well. So like I said, we'll see black cabinets in the kitchens, light countertops, or mixture of upper cabinets with very light woods, lower cabinets with very dark colors. So the dual tones will continue. It's just changing the coloring at this moment.
Gotcha. Stacy, something I've seen more of recently is the comeback of some gold. What's your take on that? Where do you see gold, and where do you see it working and not working?
I have torn out so much gold in the last 10 years, 15 years. It's crazy. And it's coming back. And at the beginning, I was saying, no way, I refuse to put gold in properties. But Jordan, it looks so nice with dark colors. And the golds we have today are not the typical gold we think of grandma's bathrooms, right? It's not like the shiny gold colors that we know. It's going to be more of muted brown gold. These are rose golds. Clients are actually very confused because they'll go and try to buy fixtures, for example, for their bathrooms, and they want gold fixtures. And they'll go to Delta and they'll buy a Delta gold fixtures, and then they'll buy Moen gold fixtures, and they're completely different tones. So a lot of buyers are having difficulties combining the golds, in which case they hire me to help them with all that.
Yeah, I've seen you do some gold faucets that actually I thought at first was going to be weird, and it looks so good.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. So what would you say right now is it like the cutting edge kind of as far as like maybe the next fad or trend that we're seeing in design?
Cutting edge is, we still see a lot of whites, right? If we live by the beach, we always going to have the beach properties. We're always going to have the nice cottage looks. That's going to still continue to be out there with the whitewash woods. But definitely we're going to see bold colors. Like I said, the blacks, the charcoals, combined with the golds and the very light birchy woods. We'll see a lot of macrames. We'll see a lot of boho style combined with the dark. We've seen actually boho in the last 2-3 years, mostly little girls actually, or single women. They love the boho style. And now it's transitioning towards more masculine side combined with the dark colors and dark features.
Interesting. Okay. So getting away kind of like from the remodeling. So let's say, we're looking to put a home on the market and they've got just some really outdated, furniture and things like that. So when you get that first impression, it's just not quite there. Talk to me a little bit about staging. Do you think staging makes a difference when selling a home?
Oh gosh, Jordan, you know what? I love working with you because you are a very big proponent of staging, and I have to totally agree with you. I have argued with so many different agents, usually male, I have to say, that don't believe in staging, and everybody's converting right now. You see, you have an old, outdated home, and they don't have the money. The people might not have the money to update it. And what's better than bringing nice updated furniture? So in those cases, I recommend, let's get rid of everything. Let's get rid of the old era. We're gonna bring modern furniture. And when people walk, I'll tell you, it's crazy. They don't even pay attention to the old improvements that were there like 20 years ago. They see nice furniture, beautiful plants or pictures. We tend to do a lot of big artwork that is updated to distract the regular buyer from paying attention that nothing is really updated in the home. So the staging really works in those kind of scenarios.
Yeah, so it sounds like, in fact, it's obviously much more affordable to stage than to go and completely remodel a house.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah, one other, just kind of in that vein, one trick, that little, I guess it's a trick, right? That I love when you have someone with really old, like aluminum windows, and they just put in those like nice 2-inch faux wood blinds, and you have them drawn but open, right? So you still get the light, but it distracts from the old windows.
Right.
That's like staging, right? Like you're putting in stuff. The buyer's not buying those things, but it just brings the whole thing together and takes your eyes off of some of those older things, right?
Yes, I always love using drapes. I'll do beautiful, bright white drapes. It makes the home very updated and bright, right? But it distracts is it old aluminum windows? You can't tell. You put nice shears, you can't even tell your neighbor. So if you have walls that look into the neighbor's house, for example, you want to distract the buyer from that. So you would do shears. It makes it homey. And also it really, you can't tell what's outside or what kind of windows there are. So that's really an effective way to make your home look upgraded.
Yeah, very good. So tell me, what's the difference between, say, doing a full staging and a partial staging, and what might lead to the decision to do, say, a partial staging versus a full staging?
Well, I'll tell you, I love doing partial stagings. I love going to people's homes and looking at their furniture. And a lot of people in Orange County have amazing, beautiful furniture. You're talking about Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, and even now with the HGTV shows with the Magnolia line that you can find at Target, you can get beautiful chairs from very inexpensive. So you walk into a home and you see already a very nice furniture. So I love playing with the existing homeowners' furniture, where we just bring in some color. We bring beautiful throws or pillows and some artwork, like I mentioned earlier, better lighting with updated lights, some side tables, coffee tables, rugs. If people have not updated their flooring, for example, rugs are amazing to put and cover the old floors. And you just put a nice, large, colorful rug. and it gets really, it's distracting, right? So it's small little things like that that make a difference in the home. So I've been to many Orange County homes where they really need small little updates, or they haven't placed their furniture properly, so it looks different. And I just rework with the furniture, bring a little fluffing, so to speak, into the home and make it pop all. So that's partial staging. I love doing those. Those are amazing. And actually the clients love it too, because they're like, wow, I should have hired you before we moved. You know, our home looks so much different. I had a client actually in San Juan Capistrano, and the kids came home and said, wow, is this our house? We can't believe this is our furniture. And it's just little emphasis on their items. It makes a huge difference. Full staging is when we remove pretty much everything from the home, and then you bring all new furniture, new couches. I would say you have to stage a living room, the common spaces, right? Your living room, your dining room, and master bedroom. Those are must. You know, everybody's gonna go in a master bedroom, needs to visualize it. Everybody's gonna look at the common space and visualize how they're going to live in this common space. So that common spaces always have to be staged. So that's the difference between partial staging, which is much cheaper, and then full staging, where, for example, if people don't have the money to renovate, save the money so you can do full staging in those type of situations.
Okay, so that's when someone's doing the partial or the full staging, right? This is going to be kind of your domain. So what can the homeowner do that's kind of in their domain as far as just making the home, you know, more universally appealing to everybody, kind of in the line of decluttering and things like that?
Okay, so that's the hardest part of my job, I have to say. You know, I walk into a home and I have to tell the people, remove your personal items, right? Like, we cannot see any pictures. We cannot see any religious artifacts. You know, that's the first objections that a buyer could have. I had a family actually in Coro de Casa. It's a small community. Everybody knows everybody, you know, even though it looks big, but behind the gates, everybody knows everybody. So I had a family that walked into a home, and it was actually my friend's home, and I advised them, take all the pictures out of the walls. Do not leave any pictures. And there's like, no, it's beautiful pictures. We paid so much money for photographer. We're not taking down the pictures. And I said, okay, well, guess what? There was a potential buyer that was enemies actually with their kids, not friends. And there were big rivalries in school. And these people literally walked up the stairs, saw the big pictures, walked down the stairs, and said, "There's no way we're going to buy this home." So you don't want that. You don't know how you can offend a buyer, right? You want to make it appealing to everybody. So personal pictures have to go. Unfortunately, you know, you might have a beautiful family, but nobody really wants to look at your family. Religious artifacts. We are going through such a crazy times today in the world that you do not want to offend anyone or somebody not to like your religion. I had a family that was Indian and they had Shivas everywhere in their house. And they were saying, no, we can't put it away. You know, it has to be out at sundown. And I totally understand that. We Catholic and we have, crosses sometimes. And I tell Catholic families, take the crosses out. You have to put them away. So with the Shiva, I said, put it in the dresser. When sundown comes and there's no showings, bring Shiva back out. You know, so, you know, we just can't eliminate the buyer's pool. Even though we're in a seller's market, you just want to appeal to the masses, right? You want to make a good transactions. You don't want any eliminating any of the pool that is out there.
You don't want to give anybody a reason not to buy the home.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's so many superstitious things, right? Like we cannot even comprehend what could be in another religion, but there's some kind of taboo things that people might think of. Mm-hmm. They'll say, oh, there's bad, voodoo in this house. We don't want to buy it.
Right.
So just take it all out.
Okay. What about the exterior of the home, Stacy? Like what are some things you can do to really boost your curb appeal?
So a lot of people don't think that exterior matters. And I say curb appeal. You pull out, people drive by. they'll drive by many times to see, do they like the neighborhood? Do they like the neighbors? What do they see? They see the outside of your home. So easy steps. Power wash your garage door. I guarantee you right now, from the pollen outside, many people's garage doors look with very dirty. Like, you can power wash it and you don't even have to paint it, right? Wash all your windows, shutters, anything that is outside that can be washed, just go ahead and wash it. That's a simple way to make your house look updated and fresh. Wipe the front door, put a nice little welcomed rug on the front of the door. It makes such a big difference. And then we can put some plants. One easy effect is put nice mulch on your flower beds. If you go to Home Depot, there's so many sales at Home Depot, 3 bags for $10, something like that. Buy some mulch, spread it on the beds. It makes it look like you just updated your lawn or your yard. So it's a very simple way to enhance the curb appeal of your home.
Good. How about plants? Like more along the lines of the landscape.
I love plants. I love plants, but the easiest plants to do is iceberg white roses. Those are timeless, right? White roses, everybody likes. They're very elegant. I love working with white roses. White roses with black mulch looks beautiful. We can combine that with lavender flowers sometimes. Lavender is harder to find, but it's very easy to grow. It grows like a weed, basically, so it will take over the yard. So if you don't have that much money, just plant some lavender and it's gonna go crazy. And the same thing with the iceberg white roses. They bloom all the time in California. It would look beautiful. I also love agave plants. Roses go very well with agave plants as well. But if you want to emphasize on drought tolerant yard, you're conserving water, right? You're conscious with the environment. You'll do some agave plants. There's many different agaves. And we're in California, right? You go to Home Depot, you can find little bit of agave plants. You could just do a drip system if you don't have sprinklers, or you just go like twice a week to water them and they're good to go. Super easy, makes a great statement actually in a home. Also with black mulch and agave plants, looks amazing.
Okay, fantastic. So those are some nice, easy tips for people to do and spruce up their outside. So sorry to backtrack and go back to the inside of the home, but we know that it seems like carpet's pretty much on its way out. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so hard surfaces, which it seems like is kind of like has been the European thing, right? And now it's very much.
Yes, and I'm European. We don't have carpets anywhere. Like I don't know anybody that likes carpet, honestly, in Europe. So we have beautiful Turkish rugs.
Right. So here with the hard surfaces being in, Stacy, especially, I mean, even if people do the carpet upstairs, people don't want to have carpet downstairs, right? So of kind of the laminate, the luxury vinyl, the wood, and the tile, what would you say are some kind of like pros and cons of those different materials, and what do you lean toward?
The easiest right now would be your laminates and your vinyls. So this is what I suggest to people. If you have a difficult surface to work with, and I will explain what I mean. If your whole downstairs is the little 12 by 12 white tiles and you're trying to upgrade your home and you have to remove all the tiles, right? Like you pull them out and your floor is uneven, don't spend the money to try to grind it and make it perfect. Get a nice thick laminate flooring that you're not gonna feel the imperfections. So laminate is the cheapest right now. 12 millimeter laminate installed would look beautiful. The prints on the laminate are so good right now, you can't even tell it's a laminate. Most people think it's real wood. So, but when you talk about $1 million homes, a lot of people don't want to do the laminate, right? It's considered cheaper, I guess, cheaper material. So a lot of people stay away from the laminate if it's higher end properties. In those cases, I recommend vinyl. The luxury vinyl is very in right now. Everybody loves it. What I really like about it is you can actually lay it on top of existing floor. And that's even surfaces. So if you have those 12 by 12 tiles everywhere, and you decide not to remove the tiles because it's disrupting your whole family, it's a lot of dust. It's not necessarily the best options. I don't really like doing this because you still have a floor underneath, but the luxury vinyl is very skinny. So it can go right on top of the existing tiles, for example, and it looks beautiful. And I know, Coro de Casa homes, $3 million homes, that they put the vinyl right on top of the existing flooring. And it makes a huge difference. It's faster to install and easier, and it looks beautiful. It's much more expensive. Actually, luxurious vinyl right now, it's almost the same price as engineered floors. I do love engineered floors. A lot of people are into neutral wood colors. And like I mentioned before, all these light woods are coming back in style, not the yellow light woods, but neutral light woods. So we see a lot of people gluing down the engineered floors or real hardwood floors. So I still have a lot of clients that love real wood floors, but with the prices right now being so high in woods, those are very, very expensive choices.
And not only that, but I've always been surprised that even though wood's the most expensive, I mean, if you've got a heavy dog, a swimming pool, and a couple of kids, I mean, good luck.
No, yeah, that's a no. Right. I would never, when I go to a homeowner, I always look, what is their, what are we working with? What was the dynamic of the family? Like you said, do they have big dogs, even small dogs? Do they have a pool? Are they in and out? Are the kids crazy? Are they in and out dragging mud? So I always look at those kind of effects and tell the homeowner, like, this is the best functionality, best materials for your family. And then we go from there. Do they like it? Do they not like it? And we can work around what they like. But most people look for direction and trust me on the materials. A lot of people don't know the differences. So I end up educating them a lot because it's good to make an educated decision, right? Yep. Especially when you pay a lot of money for your flooring.
One of the nice things I think about the luxury vinyl is that it is not only like water resistant, like some laminates. I mean, this stuff is waterproof. I remember you and we worked on a project in San Juan, and there was a significant leak. We won't call it a flood, but there was a significant leak. I mean, we literally pulled up the flooring, dried it out, and put it right back down again because it's almost like plastic. Like you can't really ruin this stuff with water, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. Actually, that was my first experience, and that's what turned me on more to vinyl. I was, vinyl, it's plastic, kind of, so I wasn't sure about it. But after that leak, I was sold on it. Literally, we pulled up the vinyl, we wiped it dry. We didn't have to do anything. You don't have to like blow dry it. You don't have to do anything specific. You literally just wipe it, put it on the side, you remediate your leak, and then you just lay it straight back down. It was super easy. If there's older homes that, or actually a lot of the Rancho Santa Margarita homes and Mission Viejo homes where there's pinhole leaks now all the time. The water is so bad in those areas that it's a matter of time to have a slab leak or pinhole leak. Those floors are amazing to protect your floors. It's not a big deal.
Good stuff. Well, now sales of luxury vinyl plank are going to soar because of this conversation. So
they're already soaring, Jordan. I'm already seeing a big jump in material costs. It seems like they jump every 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Stacy, if somebody wants to hire a designer, if somebody wanted to work with you as an interior designer, whether it be for some light remodeling, choosing materials, relaying out their furniture, choosing an area rug, things like this, how do you come along somebody? Like, what is kind of the scope of your work when you work with a client?
I have so many different levels of involvement with homeowners. Number one, renovations. A lot of homeowners have the perception that if they hire an interior designer, that's going to be, a six-figure renovation. Interior designer is crazy expensive, and I wish I'm one of those, like from Beverly Hills, that charges $1,000 an hour, right? You have those, but they're very few. it's actually very reasonable and cost effective to hire an interior designer. And it makes the whole process of renovation so much easier because a contractor does not want to waste their time and does not want to be going and picking the materials for you. You know, they don't want to be telling you, oh, go to this place, go to that place, find your material and let me know. And most of the time, where are they going to send you? They're sending you to Home Depot and Lowe's. You know, those are your options of materials. Most homeowners don't know where to go. Interior designers, we have vendors preferred vendors that we love to use. And we have special pricings. So we can direct the customers to those vendors. You know, we can also, if the customer doesn't have time, and we have a lot of clients like that, they don't have time and they say, this is my vision, this is what I like, just please bring it to me. That's the second involvement, right? Like I go do all the legwork, I bring them different types of materials, we go through the whole scope of the project and the cohesiveness of the project, and then they choose what they want, and I work directly with the contractor to create what they're envisioning, right? So it's not like you know, $10,000 you spend on an interior designer, for example. It is very reasonable cost to have somebody like me involved into your construction project. And then we have somebody that just wants, you know, they have a nice house, they want to update it, they don't really know how they want to update it, they don't know what they want to do, and they called me to help them with that as well. So I'll take their entire budget. You know, I ask them, what is your budget? You know, I'm on your side, I want to help you. And you know what I have been finding out, when you ask a client, what is your budget? They're hesitant to tell you what your budget is. And I want people to understand, we ask not to maximize your budget, you know, right? They have the perception, oh, if I tell them $20,000, they'll tell me $30,000, you know. So I need to understand what I'm working with, right? Do I bring Carrara marble into the house, or do I bring, you know, quartz? So it is important for interior designers to know your renovation budget, to understand, you know, what's your budget to update your home, you know, with furniture, for example. We have clients that have unlimited budget, go to Restoration Hardware or whatever, and bring us all new furniture, for example. And that's great. You know, it gives us a lot of creativity, and who doesn't want to work with unlimited budget? You know, we all want to work with unlimited budget, but my specialty is to work within the budget of the client. Mm-hmm. So I work in many different aspects. Or if somebody just says, can you come and help me just, you know, place my furniture differently, like buy the little pillows and paintings that would make my home updated. I would love to do that too. You know, like I said earlier, I love working with sellers that have nice furniture, and we just do the fluffing to make it look updated. So the same thing with a homeowner. If they have already nice furniture, they just bought their furniture 2 years ago, for example, they can't just buy, you know, spend another $5,000 to $10,000 buying new furniture. I can just go and work with them to create a more updated look with what they have.
Yeah, and I see some homeowners have some knack for design and what looks good, and many don't, right? And so what would be worse than going and spending tens of thousands of dollars remodeling a bathroom or remodeling a kitchen, and then, you know, it's time to go, you know, put the home for sale, and you have, you know, someone walk through and says, oh gosh, why did you pick this, and this, right? Because it might be such a little amount more just to choose the right materials and do it, right?
Right, exactly. And, you know, I had a house in Orange with beautiful views. You walk in and you're like, wow, look at this view. And they did a decent remodel, the sellers. And then you go to the bathrooms and wow, you cannot believe they just mixed Spanish style with modern styles and these weird tiles I don't know where they got from. It was like, you just spent $300,000 on remodel, and you know, this is what you put. And guess what? They hired me so I can redo the bathrooms.
Oh, no.
So it's a lot of the times you spend your money and you think you're doing the right thing, and a lot of people can't visualize it actually. And what I start doing is doing 3D drawings for customers right now, so they can visualize their space. I will pick their materials, so I'll have something in mind, and I'll do the 3D drawings and they can visualize it. And from there, we can start making changes, or they say, we love this concept. And then we can go and shop for materials to create that look, right? So that's also an important factor for people to consider. Your interior designer most likely already has the tools to bring you a 3D design or some kind of concept boards that can show you what your home's going to look like.
Right, right. It's going to be cheaper to do it right the first time, right?
Right, right,
Good.
exactly.
Well, as we start to run out of time here, we will take a couple questions. So we have a question here. Does Stacy, do you have an Instagram, Stacy?
Somebody want to do my Instagram?
you have a Facebook though. So
I do have Facebook. You know, I have so many people asking me for Instagram. I probably have to hire my child to do my Instagram page. I do have a Facebook page. It's KSB Designer Homes that you can go and take a look. It's some before and after projects. I have questions and answer. I'm always willing to help people and answer questions. You know, Jordan, when I work with people, with clients, even when they're getting ready to sell their project, I give them my personal phone number. They can always text me with pictures or materials or even paintings and say, is this the right one? And I'm always willing to help. I would love to see people taking advantage of that.
Okay, so we've got time just for one or two questions. So one question we have here, what is the most cost-effective way to update your kitchen or bathroom?
Okay, most cost-effective ways, change the countertops and backsplash. You know, you could just paint your cabinets. If you have the old oak cabinets, I always say to clients, you have good bones on your home. Use the bones you have, right? You can paint them like right now, paint them charcoal gray, paint them black. You know, do light countertops and light backsplash, gold handles probably, or, you know, even chrome is very in with the black as well. And changing the countertops, backsplash, and painting your cabinets. It's a very effective way to make your kitchen looks totally upgraded.
Yeah, because if you're redoing a kitchen, probably that's 25-30% of the cost. 70% would be replacing cabinets, right?
That's right. That's right. And people also have the concept, if they reface the cabinets, it's cheaper. We have found out lately that it's not the cheapest way to update your kitchen. You know, refacing is almost the same pricing as changing your cabinets right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have another question, which actually I can answer this one. It says, do you pay for staging up front or after the sale? Typically staging is paid up front, but personally as an agent, a lot of times the agent will front that cost for you and either work it into the fee or get reimbursed at closing. Another question for Stacy, why do I need a stage in a seller's market?
Well, do you want a quick, easy transaction, or do you want to keep showing your property to multiple buyers, right? Staging the home, like I said, you will get the top dollars. You will have probably multiple offers. I mean, the last few homes we staged, Jordan, you saw it. They went like the first weekend with multiple offers over asking price. Yeah, and they were beautiful homes.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that's the big thing is that in this market, anything can sell, but are you getting the most possible?
Right.
And I can tell you, it's difficult because it's called the parallel universe conundrum. You can never know, right? If I sell my house with staging or without, you can't look at both routes. So you do really need to trust the experts. But what I will say is I started flipping homes in 2012. I didn't stage for the first 3 or 4 years. Only in maybe the last 4 or 5 years, I started staging night and day. I mean, even myself, when I would see sometimes the finished product, but it's empty, you see every little speck of dust. They're like, oh, they kind of messed up the paint here, or things that you know aren't perfect. But man, you put furniture in that place, and then you see the forest instead of just the trees, and it's a showstopper, right?
And again, I mean, if you don't have a homeowner in the property, it's completely vacant. A lot of buyers can't visualize what the space looks like. It's no brainer. You have to stage it. I have had those discussions with significant others, that staging, versus non-staging, and it makes it, like you said, it's a night and day. It really sells the property much faster.
Well, very good. Well, I think that's the end of our questions and our time. So really appreciate your time, Stacy. So again, just to reiterate, people can find you on Facebook. That's KSB Designer Homes. Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, very good. And then again, just a reminder, Courtney did put in, I think, the link to find you, to find us, both on the Facebook and the Zoom. So we're happy to have, further conversations and get more into the weeds with specific, homeowners, buyers, or sellers if you have any questions. And thank you again for being with us, Stacy.
Thank you, Jordan. Always pleasure working with you.
All right. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.